Queenie, Facebook Live. Good afternoon, Queenie.
Doc, I don't know if you knew this, but did you know Monday's my favorite day of the week?
Let me think about that. Yes, I did.
Good afternoon, Doc. It's great to see you. I seriously mean it. Starting the week, I've already had several meetings. Several of my groups are already on fire and sizzling, and it's just so exciting. I love Monday. And high noon makes it tons better. And you're doing better, right, for Monday?
I'm getting there. Today was a little kind of trying to get the wheels turning. I went over to the post office and I needed to send something certified, and it's like right in front of me, and I'm like, and the lady's like looking at me like, and then I'm like, where's the pen? I'm like, I am not awake yet. So I will get there.
That's awesome. Well, starting out in the post office on a Monday probably was a little rough go. that might have had something to do with it.
If you embarrass yourself have a whole line of people look at you. And I did very well with that.
Good for you. Good for you. Oh my gosh. I know you've got quite a lineup for us today, and I actually cannot wait to get started. This is so fun.
Well, we've got a whole bunch of stuff for National Days of, and it's a lot better than it was last week. So
okay, well, that's a good start. Let's hear that part. And plus it's April, so that's got to help too, right?
Yes, we're getting closer and closer to actually being able to plant something if we would just stop getting rain here in Kansas City. Not that I'm not complaining, but well, today is National, you ready? Vitamin C Day.
Okay, I can go with vitamin C. I love vitamin C.
So vitamin C, our little facts, I'll throw out some facts. Water soluble, which means it dissolves in water, but we also need it every day, either through foods or supplementation, because we don't absorb it enough.
So which way do you absorb it better, food or supplements?
Food is always the best way.
Good.
If I didn't say, but if your food is, from my perspective, clean, meaning the best possible way you can do it.
Well, I'm looking at your gorgeous picture, and I am a red pepper daily kind of girl. I love garlic. Are those blueberries? I could do blueberries, I think.
I think those are cherries.
Cherries,
I think
okay.
like cherries.
I didn't realize that bananas were vitamin C. I thought they were like the potassium. They're still filled with sugar. They're just not a good fit for me as a rule. But I could definitely do the garlic and the red peppers for sure.
Well, knowing you like red pepper and yellow peppers are super high in vitamin C. I wrote down a bunch: citrus fruits, of course, tomatoes, pineapple.
Oh, I love pineapple.
Guava, and I've never had guava. Mango, I love mango in my salsa. So you got your tomatoes and your mango going on there. Kiwi. Let's see, what else did we have? Brussels sprouts, broccoli, kale, and chili peppers, which would just kill me.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, seriously. That's a beautiful picture. That's a gorgeous picture.
But yeah, vitamin C, it's a powerful antioxidant. We need to take it every day. I mean, we really do, because we are lacking because of our food sources are not as healthy as they were even 10 years ago. So unfortunately, but
food is either plastic or styrofoam from what I have gathered as far as the contents. And if you actually dive down and all the different posts that you do and the blogs that you do and the training that you do, you literally realize you're getting so little nutrient value from our food now. If you don't grow it yourself, you really are in big trouble.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, okay. So that's one. I can't wait to do this next one. You are going to laugh. You ready?
I guess. What? Tires Day, Jeep Day? What is that? Hummer Day?
It is National 4x4 Jeep Day.
OMG, sister. And of course you would pick blue. That is definitely your off-roader, isn't it? I
guess
you in that right off the bat.
If I could actually get into this, I see there are some little steps there, but I have a friend that had a Jeep, brand new Jeep, and they didn't have any running boards. And I basically had to take a running start to throw myself to try and get, the handle was on the glove compartment, so I could not reach up or on the side. So I basically had to try and just jump in because the Jeep itself hit me above the knees. The bottom of the car hit me above the knees. So I'm in trouble.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was going to just say you're killing me. But that it's a very pretty Jeep actually. And I know that you love blue predominantly. So that the whole thing is awesome. But today is National 4x4 Day.
4x4 Jeep day.
Jeep
They
day,
were specific in saying Jeep. And I have to chuckle. I picked this one with the big tires because my daughter was saying the other day, because we were talking about pickup trucks. She's like, Mom, don't get something with big tires. And I'm like, okay, I will.
Exactly what you would want, I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh my
So
God.
other days, national of, and these are, I did there, you can't put pictures around these. I mean, I could have it's chicken cordon, as we pronounce it in our family, bleu day.
Bleh.
Blue, chicken cordon bleu. That's the chicken that's wrapped around the Black Forest ham and Swiss cheese. I know I knew you were gonna do that. Queenie just doesn't like ham or processed pork. I'm sorry. It's really good. Have you had it? No. Okay. All right. Okay. I will move on. Then it's National Walk Around Things Day. I'm not sure.
So I go downstairs and walk around the sofa and walk around the table and walk around
Yes,
with something. Oh, how
I just
funny
take it
is
if
that?
something's in your way. Of course, you're going to walk around it. Usually, I don't know.
Oh, that is
But-
hysterical. Okay. That is
So-
hysterical. And that would be hard to do a picture of. So I get that.
Totally. So, and I also wanted to throw in a little bit. So I wasn't able last week because my computer wasn't cooperating, but we did a word of the day and we did edification. So I wanted to throw in another word of the day today, and I just looked it up to see what I could find that was pronounceable. Let's start with that. And so, are you ready for a drum roll on the word of the
Drum roll,
day?
please. Yeah.
Let me get my, I'm getting my backgrounds up here. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
It's
Oh my goodness, you got one on me there.
Flexitarian Day for the word of the day. And flexitarian is somebody who's generally vegetarian, but they'll eat a little meat here and there. And I think you're probably more flexitarian than I am, because I do probably 2 or 3 days a week meat, and then the other days I try to non-meat, and usually it goes well. The last night we did a non-meat, well, we did seafood with mushroom pasta. And I can't remember the name of it. It was just something odd that I thought I'd try. It was super rubbery. It was like rubber, so rubbery that I was trying to stab it with my fork and it was bouncing off the plate. I mean, that's how bad it was. It was made out of mushroom. I don't know.
Now, I don't know what they're called, but I tried a healthy version of noodles, and it's some kind of spaghetti looking thing that is literally rubber, like you pull it like rubber bands. And I thought I did everything correctly. I promise. I boiled it in my Kangen water and I did the whole thing exactly perfectly. And I am telling you the truth. These noodles that you were hoping were spaghetti-esque were unable to bite.
The same kind.
And so,
Yeah.
and I looked at them and they looked lovely. And I thought, okay, I'll put the veggies on top of that. Healthy noodles, doodah, and they were inedible. I literally had to throw them away. Yeah. And so as far as the flexitarian piece, I love turkey and I love salmon. I don't actually think there would ever be any other meat that I'd go, oh my gosh, I need to have a, whatever that is. Now I've done pulled pork. I like tenderloin, and I certainly have done steak fillet stuff, but it's never going to be something that I go, oh my gosh, I've got to have a steak. That would never work for me. Don't even care. I'd rather have red pepper. So bring it on.
I can't have you over for a nice sirloin steak.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I'm sure in your family with all your foodies and the prep that you guys do, everything would be delectable, but that would be the least I would want of the off the plate would be the meat.
You know, and when I saw this, I also thought, you know, how can we transfer that to business? We're always talking about being flexible. That's that punch pivot thing.
Absolutely. Think what happens, honestly, if people, I mean, just in general, 2 years of this, people decided, I am not going to this because of the pandemic. And what would have happened if people had done that? I am not going to, whatever that looks like. And slowly but surely you see
the people who are infiltrating back to their offices now, if they still have offices, because many people just sold their buildings and moved to their home with their staff and their teams. What would have happened if they had not punted and pivoted?
Right.
Honestly,
Totally.
I'm flexible as long as you don't change anything, but we didn't have that choice.
Right. Well, and like you and I have talked about with just what did we accomplish by being home? There are a lot of things we tried that we probably wouldn't have tried because we're out, always out, never home, never in front of the computer. It was
Doc and Queenie would never have been born either, because we were literally born because we felt and found that a lot of the people that we were virtually networking with were missing they needed a little bit of hope or a little bit of yes, and they needed a little bit of joy, a little bit of, hey God, what's up kind of thing, a little bit of trust, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And Doc and Queenie was born because of that. So I think about all the times that people think I'm not going to this because of the pandemic. And I appreciate the pain and suffering and certainly the loss of life that we suffered because of it. But it's back to that same drill. Life must go on regardless of who God calls home.
Right. Well, and like we talk about it in our Bible trivia too. Our death dates for all of us, we're not going to survive it. It's set.
Yeah. When God calls you home, you can't go, excuse me, I have a few more things
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. Excuse me, my nails aren't done. Excuse me, I got to get a haircut. It doesn't work like that I have found. And so the flexitarian part, that's a heck of a word. I love that word.
Good word.
Yeah.
It was one of the few I could pronounce. So, and there were some words I'm like, what? And I'm not the greatest with, I'm always, maybe murdering a word is not the right phrase, but you know what I mean? It's just.
Oh yeah. And some of them are so out there anyway, but even with your naturopathy, some of the words that you've come up with, I'm always like, Doc, you're going to have to dumb that way down.
I had an entire course on medical terminology and I was like tearing my hair out because I'm like, I would go on the computer to look for, like an app or something to pronounce, a 15 character word for me, because I was learning to pick it apart as far as, prefixes and suffixes and blah, blah, blah. But there was always one or two. Well, and if you look at medication names, forget it.
Oh my goodness.
I think they just do it to make, they just do it to drive us crazy.
If they made it easy, then everybody would start prescribing their own probably. So they have to make it complex. Yeah. But I really do. I like flexitarian in business. Certainly as far as the food stuff, I'm flexible as long as you don't change anything. But I think fruits and veggies are such a great way to go. And then a little meat or fish or something as a addition maybe, but it would never be my daily DNA stuff.
No, I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
How about wheatgrass?
Well, I don't know that I've ever chewed on wheatgrass, but I'm sure it's lovely. You grow that? Is that from your
garden? Okay. You kind of grow it like a microgreen. It's a very simple way of growing. The wheatgrass isn't. The microgreens are probably a little easier, but wheatgrass is super. It's really intense chlorophyll. It's super good for your body, and chlorophyll is really good for immune system, lung function, blood oxygenation to the blood. Let's see.
I've been watching your Instagram, my friend, and you've been putting chlorophyll on there. And that's when I saw that, I thought, OMG, Doc, what are you doing? And you're doing that for a health reason, correct? Like a nutrient. Okay.
Yes, I'm actually doing it for hair, skin, nails, that kind of thing. I just added it.
A collagen thing, is that what that is?
It helps the body produce collagen.
Okay. All right, because I always try and learn, and you throw so much stuff at us. I'm always going, I don't think that's the right word. And then what's the other? It's not chlorophyll, it's chloris something that you said. No, it's not the same.
Chlorella. There's chlorella. Yeah. And chlorella is super. There's a couple of super foods, super antioxidants that I always look for. Like I do a lot of, I try at least once a day to do like a green food powder. And I look for a source that's organic, sustainable, not as clean as you possibly can go. Yes, the nutrients, you lose some of it in the way they process it, but the combinations of whole foods that are together, like what you're pulling out of things like your chlorella. Actually, it's on the tip of my tongue, and at the moment I can't think about it, but wheatgrass, chlorella, anything that has cruciferous vegetables in it, all of those types of green things are really super good for the system. And so I usually do a green powder in addition to everything else I do. So I've been doing the chlorophyll drops like you've seen on Instagram. And then I also have a collagen shake, for lack of better. Yeah. So, and it's chocolate, of course.
Yeah. That part's not a surprise.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah. So,
and you do this daily for your family or just for yourself, or how do you do that?
So my husband and I kind of do a little bit. He doesn't do as much as I do, because he has to watch the sugar contents. Not that these are loaded with sugar, but natural sugar.
Okay.
He really watches. The kids basically, it's like pulling teeth to get them to take their supplements. So I don't, the stuff isn't cheap. So I basically, between the two of us, my husband and I, we focus on it. So
wow.
But yeah, no, I was going to say too, vitamin C is also good for collagen production. But I try to start my day with, I do chewable tablets on those and spread it out throughout the day. Because once you go over 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, you lose the absorption ability. It goes down about 50% after you take more than 1,000 milligrams, which is interesting. They figured that out from the study.
That is interesting. My goodness, I would not have thought that either. Now, is that all for the National Days of?
I left a whole bunch out because they were just like, your school librarian was one of them. I don't know, unless you found any others, Queenie.
No. The reason I was asking is I am enthralled with what you posted on your church post yesterday.
We talking about the potato towers? Of course, I don't have a picture. Why would I have a picture?
Well, but I'm so serious. If everyone listening with us on Doc and Queenie today, if you go to Compass Ministries, and I don't know the page name, is it Compass Ministries?
Compassofgardner.com. And Gardner's Gardner.
And if you see what Doc posted yesterday on her church page, I did not know what a potato tower meant. And I'm seriously enthralled, and especially with the quantity that you've been talking about, 800 potato seeds, which is little chunks, which I'm actually trying to think, where does a seed come from on a potato? So yeah, but as soon as you showed the pictures of all this, I was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't even know what a potato tower meant. And especially with the people that you'll be able to feed with the quantities of potatoes you'll be getting from this harvest. This is a phenomenal ministry that you have, Doc.
Thank you, Queenie. Yeah, we potato seeds are basically, you cut up a potato, the eyes that start to grow. If you cut up the potato and leave the eye on there, I know you're not a potato fan either.
Sweet potatoes, yes, but they don't have eyes, I don't think. But if they do, I've never let them last that long. But the eye stuff, once a potato starts rotting, that's just not a good fit for me.
Well, it's at that point we kind of chunk them into chunks, and they call those potato seeds, for lack of better. I'm trying to get a picture up here.
Wow. Okay. And that's why is potato easy to grow, and that's why you chose it for your garden, for all of your ministry, for your people that need potatoes?
It's super easy. And people do like potatoes. They're filling, it is a starch. Yeah. I for myself personally, we try to limit it. Well, we might have it maybe once a week, potatoes in some sort of dish.
You do what do you call it when you do a big flat tray of stuff on your deal? You call it something.
Oh, my cookie sheet, the baking sheet dinners. Yeah.
Okay, because I thought
I just chop everything up. Yeah, and that's what I do with like the potatoes. It's perfect for that. You just chunk them. But yeah, we are basically the only things, and I'm sure there's a longer list, but off the top of my head, the only things that we are not growing our okra. There we go. There's our potato towers, if you can see those.
Oh
It's
my
kind of
gosh.
the greatest picture.
That's
But,
okay. That's exactly what I was talking about. Wowza.
Yeah, it took us a couple of hours, but you basically lasagna it. You do hay, like a compost soil mix, and then and I didn't think, I've got another picture. You put the potatoes around the edge with the eyes poking out, because they will grow from there. Yeah. And gosh, I hope I did that right. I'm like,
How many potato towers did you create on your acre?
we just did 2 right now. I still have some potato seeds left over. So yeah, we're going to, I might do like a little mini one, but in these 2 towers, I wish I had a better picture.
So
We
when they
have-
grow potatoes, where do the potatoes be? Like,
They will shoot out the sides of the potato tower.
okay. All right. There we go.
Yeah. And it'll look basically like a big bush.
I cannot wait as it continues to grow to see a potato tower in action. I've never heard of one.
I've never tried it.
I've never, ever. And how you did it on your church page to be able to see the step-by-step part. I was like, OMG, this is cool. And it really is. And
Yeah.
it looks so incredibly, what do you call it? Specific and
It is.
orchestrated.
It's easy.
Very cool.
It's easy. And in both these towers, one tower had 110 potato seeds. So from each potato seed, I just do a roundabout general guess. You could get 6 to 8 potatoes.
Oh my God.
So we will see. So we could have 1,800 to 2,400 potatoes because I have 300 potato seeds. I mean, that's kind of generally, Lord willing. First time we're just hoping that we did it right. I mean, I've looked at YouTubes and all of that stuff, but you don't. For me, the whole process was we started with a big bale of hay and then some compost and some organic soil, and I didn't realize how much I needed. So my husband kept going back to the store to get more because we're like, the hay was fine. It was just the soil. We just didn't understand how much we really truly needed. So we'll see what happens here. We're hopeful that I've got to go check it tomorrow and just make sure it doesn't come out of the framework there, but I think it'll be okay.
Now you have been talking with our incredibly odd weather in Kansas City. And I'm definitely not complaining because I got to be outside yesterday and my kids helped me with the mulch and the grass cutting and all this stuff. It was a lovely day, a little windy, but lovely to get stuff done. You've been talking a lot about cold weather plants and you can't do the cold weather planting until. So what other cold weather plants besides potatoes would you like to get going?
Well, I'm actually getting ready to put in a little raised bed, a little 4x4 raised bed. And we'll put radishes in that, spinach, and I'm kind of late on those actually. Spinach, radishes, lettuces, kale.
Okay.
In the fall, we're going to do Brussels sprouts, but sometimes people do Brussels sprouts. We're probably past the time of getting the Brussels sprouts in. Or not, I don't know. Sometimes I like to experiment and see how far I can push it. But with the weather, the weather has been typical Kansas. It changes every 5 minutes. And we have our acre tilled, but we need to till it one more time. And we keep, it has to dry out first. So it's been wait. And I've got broccoli plants, cauliflower plants, cabbage plants, Swiss chard. They're all ready to go in. And we can't do it because of the weather. So
I guess I would not have figured that lettuce could be in cold weather because I would think if lettuce got freezing cold, it would wilt or rot or whatever happens. I guess I didn't think lettuce would be a cold weather plant.
Yeah, it right now is a perfect time for certain. I mean, there are warm, your leaf lettuces do very well in the cool temperatures. There are a few lettuces that you grow into the summertime, but it's very few. But I usually stick with like romaine. I love arugula. A lot of people don't, but it's a nice bitter detoxing type of lettuce. Kale, I love kale. So those kinds, I'll do a butter crunch, which is almost like a little mini head lettuce kind of. Those types of lettuces do very, very well.
The butter crunch reminds me of a cross between Brussels sprouts and an iceberg head.
Yes.
But, yeah.
That would be a good, yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So-
love the places that you go, like restaurant-esque, that you ask for your salad to be chopped. And so that's when you can have the arugula and all the cool stuff in there, because it's so choppy that you really don't get just one big bite of bitter, and it's a lovely mix.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. But yeah, so I'll be planting all of that here in the next couple of days to get that in. So we've just been late and it's been crazy.
Well, I
so.
absolutely love the potato towers, everything about it. For those of you watching with us today on Doc and Queenie, please go to Compass of Gardner and take a look at the church page. Dr. Laura was actually the preacher last week. And so to be able to see her in action is very cool. And also the posts that you've been making as far as the ministry of this Compass Garden, seriously, is, I know that you're going to bless tons of people.
Yes, that is our intent. We are asking God for, prosperous bounty. This acre was donated, which was great. People are donating money to help out, for supplies, because it's a lot to take on. I've never done it at this scale. I've always gardened in raised beds. And it's easier in the raised beds. Even I've had, I always talk about 500 square feet. It's all raised beds though. So this is a little different. This is a little different, we're out in the country, so there's more critters, but they have
okay, hang on a second. Honestly, what are you going to do about that? I didn't think of that.
Well, we're hoping they have a border collie, and she's really good with, she stays outside. She doesn't want to come inside, and she's constantly chasing critters and flinging things around and eating things that you don't want to know. Yeah. But we're hopeful that she will do what she does well. Like, she guards the border of the property. She's incredible to watch, this dog. And it's inbred in them. It's a natural. So we're hoping that if she sees anybody invading the garden, that she will, critter that way. The bugs part, I will be planting for, I do companion planting. And then I'm big on onions. Onions are a bug deterrent. I've had very good luck with that, and, doing other things like that.
Is that what
natural.
companion planting means? Is you plant stuff to keep stuff away from something else?
Things together. Yeah, that you can put things together. Sometimes, it varies. It depends on what you're planting. But yeah, I
Wow.
always put my onions, and I actually did learn something this year already that is not a companion, and asparagus does not go well next to garlic, and I killed my asparagus plants. So I'm not happy with that, but there's always next year.
Doesn't
So-
asparagus take several years though?
Yeah. Takes a couple
Wow.
of years.
So all
And
the
I
years
was
that you've been prepping that, and then the garlic was next to it, and
I
it
killed it with the garlic. I planted garlic around it thinking, it'll be okay. Yeah, I didn't look up to make sure it was okay. I just popped the garlic in right next to it. Yeah, and there's no asparagus. Somebody told me, well, it hasn't popped up yet, and I'm hopeful that it'll pop up. So
Now,
I don't know.
how did you find out that garlic kills asparagus? On YouTube or something?
Because my asparagus is nowhere to be found. Like, there's no sprouts, there's no green, there's no nothing. So I haven't dug
my
around to
goodness.
see, but
Well,
we'll
you
see.
can kind of see why asparagus is so expensive then, if it's such a task-oriented product, that you can especially if it's
Well,
finicky, you can see why it's expensive in the stores.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't, as far as task oriented, it's not too bad. Once you get it to a point like this year, we were at the point where, they were as thick as our thumbs last year, and we did cut a little bit, but it was only a 2-year-old plant, which usually 3 to 5 years in that range is when they really start producing. So, but I'll see what I can find. We've got a greenhouse out by us that they have. I'm going to ask him if he's got any asparagus anywhere. See, I don't know if he actually would have something in a pot that I could take home. So we'll see. We'll see.
Wow. And that's the part, like I say, the labor intensive piece I meant from a standpoint of time, not necessarily once you plant it, it's difficult.
Yeah.
I was wondering, have you taken a back here shot of this vast acre as far as the garden piece, so that we can see, here's the shot, what it looks like bare and tilled. Here's what it looks like as we first get planted with stakes in it, so we know what's where. And then here's as things start to grow, and here's as we harvest. Because I think that would be a cool time lapse ultimately.
Yeah, actually, and I'll throw my ask in. I'm asking people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's all on there. You can see how we so far tilled it, which is really cool. I didn't do any of that, which is fine. But
Doesn't sound like you're sad about that.
no, I would try, but it's hard. It was hard. So, but you can see the guys are tilling up the land, and we did a little panoramic so you can kind of get an idea. So yeah, I would love to have more subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Beautiful.
And isn't it 100? And here's our little, we can talk about social media. It's 100 people you need for your own URL on YouTube, correct?
100 subscribers, yes.
Okay. So I'm at about 35. I haven't really pushed it. It's been
Awesome.
slowly growing, but I would love to have more people. And it's, we do I do gardening stuff, and who knows what else I'll get into. I'm always all over the place.
Well, and I do appreciate that. And even as you're speaking, here we are at the end of our half hour already, but the YouTube subscriptions is such a big deal. And it really seriously is. And how many videos you have on your channel. If you don't have a YouTube channel yet, it's a chance, honestly, to kind of almost leave your legacy, but it really seriously is an opportunity for people to get to know what you're up to, what you're doing, who you interview. We did it fun, super fun. Doc and Queenie guest live last week with Sabrina Morris. Oh my gosh, Doc. And she talked about going to the Louvre, and the next time I go to Paris, this, and I'm like, the next time you go to Paris. And it's, you never know who you're going to meet. If we didn't have YouTube channels to share this with long-term forever, just like when I hit my 500 videos, holy moly. A couple years ago when I go, I think I should just get a YouTube channel, I would never have thought, here we are. And it really has turned out to be, I can't do it without YouTube now, because I go there all the time to learn stuff, but now I'm able to teach stuff. And that's the part that has been phenomenal for me. So please, kitchengardenexpert.com, Kitchen Garden Expert all over the place. Doc is everywhere. And if you have not checked out Instagram yet, you have to see the reels. I obviously didn't know what reels were until Doc started in. Didn't you hit another milestone? I don't know how many milestones you can hit in a week, but didn't you?
I keep hitting them. I'm close to 12,000 viewers.
Oh my gosh.
In a month. I mean, it just keeps in, because I've been testing it out, and half of them don't have anything to do with what I do professionally, which, which is fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing I'm pointing the wrong way. I was doing, like you said, the reel on the chlorophyll.
Yes.
I don't know how many, I got 2,500 hits, and views, some people, and it's funny because a lot of people won't like it or heart it, but I see the stats in last month, I topped 12,000. So within 3 or 4 days, I had one reel that hit over 8,000 views. And that one, and here's the amazing part, I was walking around Home Depot with a song, I think it was a ZZ Top song or something real, fun like that. Just filming wood where the lumber was. Yeah.
Oh, that's when you and Michelle Cruz, Granny Boss, fixed your fence, right?
No, actually, this was before. This was when weather started getting warm and I was getting itchy. So I was over at one of my favorite stores, Home Depot, and walking around with people are looking at me like, "What are you doing?" Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Instagram it's fun, and what I like, it's the kind of person I am, because I go from one thing to the next and the next, and I'm at 90 miles an hour, other than my driving, right, Queenie?
I have no comment, Dr. Laura.
But it's good the 15-second reel. I mean, it really doesn't take much, and it gives you exposure. I've watched the followers go up too. When I started this last August, I had under 120 followers, and now I'm over 350. So I've done pretty well with but it's also, you have to feed that machine, like we talk about, like you talk about all the time with LinkedIn, YouTube stuff. Yeah, and I was going to comment with your YouTubes, like you were talking, you can put anything on there because you've done a great job with keeping different playlists with your trainings, your water stuff, your books, Doc and Queenie, your Kathy chats, Doc and Queenie Guest Live, Bible try. I mean, you can just segue till the sun comes up. I don't,
I have to now that, and again, I give 1,000,000% credit to Stephanie Zimmerman. When I had first recorded my Networking on Steroids PQ, which is post-quarantine, when I first recorded that book, since we weren't meeting in person, I wanted people to see the benefits of how to network effectively, even on these Brady Bunch screens. And so I thought, how am I going to get this out to the people? So I recorded it on my YouTube channel. Well, Stephanie was one of the first people to say, okay, here's the deal. I have to go here, chapter 1, chapter 2, and everything's all scooted around. She said, could you please put it on playlists so we'd have it all in one spot? And I'm like, how do you do a playlist? Her 8-year-old was the impetus behind that topic because her 8-year-old had all of her or his, I actually don't know what she has, a boy or a girl, but literally the 8-year-old is the one who said playlist here for this, playlist here for that, playlist here for something. And I went, how do you do that? So I went to YouTube. How do you do a playlist on YouTube? And boom. And not only is it user-friendly, hello, but now all 3 of my books are by chapter. So you click on the intro and somehow it takes you down chapter 1, 2, 3, and it does it automatically. And I thought, well, isn't this the slickest thing ever? So I would never have known how to do that if it wasn't for Stephanie Zimmerman's child. And Stephanie literally saying, could you put these in order, please, so I don't go nuts? And I went, oh, if I can figure out how, I'd be happy to. So here we are. So I give full credit to her for the playlist, and it helps so much.
And you have 500 YouTube, so I think you need some playlists. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Oh yeah. Well, can you imagine the mess it would be if I didn't? Yeah.
Well, just don't look at Moon. No, I think it's great though. I mean, and that all comes from what we both talk about. Just push a button.
Absolutely.
There's always a way out.
Yes.
And I'm learning that with Facebook Live stuff because I don't do it as much, but I've been doing it lately with our church stuff. And I'm like, oops, made a mistake. Hit delete. Okay, start all over.
Yeah. Oh, and that I think I'm going to even get the hashtag Queen of Delete. Because oh my gosh, I would be awful if all these different videos and you start this and go and then oh, I forgot that button, delete, start over, oops. And people are forgiving. Plus, no offense, I don't think they're on these things constantly all day long, so people wouldn't see necessarily that you're Kathy Weaver is live on Facebook. No, she's not. She deleted it. So I don't think people.
Remember when we were testing something out and somebody saw us? It was like I don't know.
Yeah. Debbie Miller, we were doing a recording and I'm so used to hitting Facebook Live that instead of just recording it, we went live and Debbie goes, gotcha. Gotcha, haha, this isn't Monday. Yeah, so that was a good one.
So yeah. So anyways, well, guess what?
I know. I can't even believe how fast this goes. I want to see more potato towers. I want to see what you're going to do with sweet potatoes. I can't wait to see this harvest. I'm a little bit impatient. Did you know that?
I got that gist, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, no, we're super excited. Hopefully it'll work. If
Sure
not,
will.
gardening is, ebb and flow, success, failures. You learn from failures and you just keep moving forward like anything.
Try
Like
again.
life.
Yep. Try again.
So, all right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us at Doc and Queenie Facebook Live today So we are on every Monday. If you are new to us, we would love to have you, or you can catch us if you're catching us on the replay. We also have Bible trivia on Thursdays at 7 p.m. We would love to have you join us. You don't have to be a Bible scholar. It's just fun and you get to know the Bible. We pick different books every week. So I think that's about it. Until next time, have a fantastic week. Thank you, Queenie. Happy Monday.
Thank you, Doc. Happy Monday and bye for now, everybody.
Bye.